welcome back, guys. It's very early in the morning. I'm sorry, but I hope you will have a nice 44 minutes or so. Vendel is here with me. We work together for the headless team in Liferay, doing APIs and all those things. And he's gonna be here just to assist you. So he's gonna be walking around. Anything you need, anything that is not working for you, if you are following the workshop, he will be there to help. Okay, and let's get started. Thank you, Vendel. Okay, I'm going to sit down. Well, not yet. Yeah, so as you can see there, we're gonna work with Liferay and ChatGPT. How many of you here have used ChatGPT in the last week? A lot of people, good. So, yeah, raise your hand if you like pizza. Good, good, this is gonna go well. And raise your hand if you like AI. Well, okay, then it's gonna go well. Good, so let's just start with this. Scan this QR code. It's going to take you to chatgpt.com. So if you need an account, just a free one. I'm going to show it here just in case someone doesn't have an account or doesn't want to create it. Okay, let me click here. Yeah, there you go. So you should see something like this. My internet is a bit slow, so it hasn't loaded yet. I'll give it another try. Oh, come on, don't let me down now. Is it working for you? Yep, so you should see this UI, and you can basically order a pizza. That's the goal of this chat. It's a custom GPT. I don't know if you know anything about ChatGPT, but you can create custom bots that are customized with whatever you want. So in this case, I'm going to order a pizza. Say, I'm gonna make it bigger, right? Okay, so it's asking me for the toppings and where to deliver it. So I'm gonna order a pepper and cheese. Okay, now it's asking me for my address, and it's the aquarium. I don't know if I'm gonna write it properly, but aquarium in Budapest. And now, as you can see, it's asking me there to confirm, because it's going to talk to an external server. So I'm gonna say yes. You will have to say yes also if you want to do it. Okay, it says your pizza is now on its way to the aquarium Budapest. So if I now go to Liferay, my local Liferay, local host, and I go here to pizza orders, I should have the order here, pepper and cheese, aquarium in Budapest, and I guess this other orders is from someone here that they could actually do it. Someone could do it? Raise your hand, 1, 2, so yeah. These orders are real, and they went from the chatgpt.com website to my Liferay instance. I'm using ngrok as tunneling, but yeah, this is what we're gonna be doing in the workshop. Okay, I will give you now more details. The sad part of this, so it's great. I didn't have to write any custom code to make this work. I will show you now how it works. But to create these custom GPTs, you need a ChatGPT Plus subscription, which costs like 20 euros a month. So I'm not expecting you to have that. So that's not what the workshop is going to be about. The workshop is going to be about building a very similar experience, but from Liferay 100%, well, using the OpenAI APIs. Okay, so if you see, this is the custom GPT. I can edit it, and I can show you how this is done. It's really simple. Basically, you just need to give it the name, description, and the instructions. And I'm saying you are a helpful assistant, be concise, friendly, funny, use the supplied tools to assist the user, blah, 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 blah. The users are Liferay Devcon attendants from all over the world. Make sure you treat them well and use some Liferay jokes. I don't know if it gave you some Liferay jokes, but sometimes it does, and they are quite funny. You provide the conversation starters. Those are the boxes you see here. Oh, is it cutting in one side? One second. Yep. Well, I don't know what's happening, but you can see it properly. Well, you can configure some stuff here that I didn't touch, and the key thing is this actions bit here. In the actions, you can add an OpenAPI descriptor. This is the one coming directly from Liferay. So what I did essentially was I did this curl, which is hitting my instance, the pizza orders, that is an API auto-generated by objects, / OpenAPI YAML, and copying it to the clipboard, and that's directly what I paste here. Exactly the same, no modifications, right out of a Liferay instance. And just from this, ChatGPT is able to infer everything else. It lists here all the endpoints that it has detected. You can even test them to see if they work or not. And that's it. You don't have to do anything else. Well, you have to configure here the authentication, obviously. This is the user and password, and that's it. We can do things like, okay, one second. Live. Okay, we can ask whatever we want, and it will try to fulfill our request using that OpenAPI. So let's say, for example, how many orders do we have? And again, I'm going to allow it to talk to Liferay. And it says we currently have 15 pizza orders. Let's see if that is true. Yeah, 15. So it actually guessed that it had to use the get endpoint for the collection. I didn't say anything, just OpenAPI descriptor. And it's telling that, and what's the most common, ingredient? I think if you click here, you see exactly what it did, but, well, it doesn't tell us very, but sometimes it gives you here the request response, not now. Oh, something went wrong. Okay, always allow. Okay, it says the most popular combo is Bianca base. I don't think this is true. Is that does it even exist? Well, it's there, but it's clearly not the most common one. Ah, and the first one. Oh, so maybe it's true. It is true. Yeah, there are two with the same ingredients, so it's working. Yep. So you can do even more crazy things like, okay, order the last order, but deliver it to Liferay office, whatever. This sometimes I've seen it working and not working, so I don't know what's gonna happen. Okay, so it says the Bianca base pizza. So that's the last order, as we can see here, and it's ordering it for a different address. So if now I hit refresh, I should have look, Liferay office, Bianca base with Argula. So it can actually retrieve the information and do additional queries. For me, this is magic, and the possibilities are endless. We're just creating a stupid object, really, with two fields, but imagine the things you could really do with this. Good. So, as I said, you need the downside of this is that to create these things, you need the ChatGPT Plus subscription. Hold on. I want to click here, edit. And what I said, nothing. Oh, I'm gonna show you something else. I forgot because I tried a thing the other day. So go to Domino's Pizza site and get me the hottest pizza there to Liferay office in Budapest. Oh, come on, this is not working now. Order me and check the pizzas and order me one with the same ingredients as the hottest pizza. Let's see if this removes a little bit of okay, it's searching the web. Liferay Hungary, sources, Domino's, and a specialty. Well, I don't know what this did. Let's see if actually did something. Well, it created marinara sauce, garlic. I don't know if this one is has been created now or it was from before, but I could make this work at home. It went to the Domino's Pizza site, picked one pizza from there, and created the order in Liferay with the same ingredients. And it's just crazy because you can connect it with the internet and do stuff like that. I can tell now if it worked or not. It did to go to Domino's, but I'm not sure if this is the order that it created or not. But well, you can see. So now, since this requires the ChatGPT Plus subscription, we're gonna do something else. We're gonna create something very similar, but just with Liferay and the OpenAI APIs. So for that, connect to this repository. I don't know if you can see it properly, but it's on GitHub. This is my username and Liferay Devcon 2024 Pizza Chatbot. So this is the repository that we are gonna use to do the workshop. Let's see where we get, because we are a bit ahead of schedule and we will have to end a bit sooner, but at least I will show you how it works. But so if you clone the repository, I'm just gonna do it. Whoever wants to follow, just follow, and whoever wants to look at me, look at me. It's okay. But the screen is cut on one side. I don't think. Oh no, it's not cut. It's just that it's like repeating itself. Okay, but you can see everything. Good. So this is the general architecture. What you saw now is the green path. Okay, we went to ChatGPT through our custom GPT, and that was communicating with the pizza order REST API. That's just a Liferay object, right? Is nothing else. You can see here objects, pizza order. I'm not lying. It's fields, ingredients, and address. That's all I did, and all the conversation is just based on the Open API file that this is generating. Let's go back here. So that was what you saw now. Is going through ngrok. I have here in my command line ngrok, which is tunneling the traffic from pizza.devcon.ngrok.dev to localhost 8080, and that's how all this is working. And that was it. What we're gonna try to build now is a similar experience, but it's gonna go directly to Liferay from localhost. We're gonna create this chatbot REST API. It's gonna use OpenAI API, and it's gonna do the same thing. It's going to generate calls to the pizza order REST API, and the results should be very similar. It's not gonna be as fancy because ChatGPT.com UI is much better and it has more features, but you will see it's not gonna be much different. So this is the link to what you saw now, and now we're gonna focus on this part. You should clone the repository and have Blade installed. I don't know if guys you have it. If not, Vendel can help you maybe. And that's what I'm going to do. Well, my repository is already created. Let me make this bigger, remove the errors. I don't need this. Okay. So this is the repository, and it has a bunch of commits. You should be able to follow from commit to commit. So if you check out the first commit, this is just the result of initializing a workspace for the Liferay 7.4 J125, which I think is the last one from September. So if you check out this commit, I'm going to do it, git checkout. You should just have, oh, hold on, I have some local changes. This should give you just the very basic, a Liferay server in which you can navigate, initialize the server. I'm not gonna do this because it takes time and I already did this, but with this you will initialize the server, it will download it, and you have to run this command because it already comes with a database with the wrong password. So I set a password so that you all have the same password, which is Devcon. And for that to work, you need, after initializing the server, you need to run this command. And then run the server using this command here, okay? It's not public. Oh, sorry, my bad. Thank you, Vendel. Want to make the...
Since you did start about 7 minutes late, I don't think you have to go fast. You can go to 10:20.
But is that accurate? Because Olaf told me that I should look into that because it's synced with the other room.
We'll stick to that.
Okay,
If you
24
go
minutes.
off, coordinate. Thank you.
Okay. My password. Okay, so it should be public now. Sorry, guys. Okay, so do the first steps at your own pace. I was on the run the server step. This is just doing blade server run. Minus D means enable debugging, so we can set some breakpoints. And I'm providing you here with an OpenAI API key. Okay, so talking to OpenAI costs money, but this is for free. I just gave you a free API. You have 23 minutes to do bad things with it. I hope you don't, but it will cost me money. But it's very, very cheap. Like I'm sure, even if you all try it and use it, it will not be like €1 or €2 of expense. So don't worry. Don't feel like you are stealing my money. Okay. So I'm setting it as an environment variable and then running the blade server command. So you just can copy paste this command. Well, I'm not going to do it because it's already running and I don't want to waste time, but copy paste it and it should work. You should be in the workspace folder. So cd workspace and run that command and the server should start. Okay, and then I say here blade deploy, but actually there is nothing to deploy. If you are on the first commit, there is nothing to deploy because it's just the out of the box workspace. So the next commit is what I said about the password. So actually you should be on this commit, not on the first one, because then you will not have the Devcon password. This is important because
Alejandro Tardín, delivery for Alejandro Tardín.
oh,
Sorry, Alejandro Tardín.
here. So it did work.
It's you?
Yeah, it's me. Thank you. This is
Here you have.
a lot of pizza. Maybe can you put it here, there in the table, please, for me?
Me.
Yes. Well, I paid you a lot of money with OpenAI.
Go on.
So those are real pizzas, guys. You can have them after. Okay, let's go back to commits. Okay, so use this commit, guys. Don't use the first one because then you will have to do remove the database again. So go to the second commit, and there you can initialize the server. Then the next step, I'm gonna describe a little bit, would be to here. Okay, so going back to the architecture. So this workspace is composed by three parts, sorry. One of them is the chatbot REST API. Well, the first one would be the object definition for pizza orders. Then it's the chatbot REST API, and then we have a small client extension to show a UI for the chat. So I'm going to start with the pizza order REST API, which, as I said, is just a client extension. So if I go here to the workspace, can you see this? I think this is good like this. So this is a standard Liferay workspace, and I have client extensions. I have a couple of them. One of them is the pizza order client extension. And as you saw yesterday in many talks, and probably you'll see today, it's a batch client extension, some blah, blah, blah that you don't need to know right now. The important thing is here. This is the object definition for the pizza order. I don't want this. Okay. And as you can see here, it should have at the bottom the fields for the address. This is the address where it needs to be delivered, and these are the ingredients. So it's just a standard object definition. So if you go to that commit and you say blade deploy, it will create that object definition for you. And when you go to here, in control panel, you should see pizza orders in the object section. You would click here and see that it's empty. But that's the first step. With that step, we are building the pizza order REST API. Everything just from that JSON file. So if I go to /o API, this is the API Explorer where you can see all the APIs that Liferay is exporting. I can click here, pizza orders, and this is the API that ChatGPT was using, and now from this commit, you should have it. Everything in that box, sorry, I'm changing too much, but everything in this box here should be created already. No custom code, just the object definition client extension. You could also create it manually through the UI if you wanted, but deploying the client extension does it for you. So that would be the first step. Then we need to create the chatbot REST API. If we go back to the commits, this is this commit. This is a very simple commit. It just adds the skeleton for the, we're gonna use REST Builder. So this part, there are several ways that we could have done this. I decided to use OSGI modules with REST Builder and build a proper REST API. But really, this could have been a microservice client extension that you could have developed in any language you want, because the only thing this chatbot is going to do is talk to the REST API. So that can be done from within Liferay, but can also be done from somewhere else. So there are several ways we could have developed this, but since I work for Liferay and for me this is easy, I decided to go for REST Builder, and also because it runs within Liferay, I don't need to set up anything more complicated. So that's this commit, and as you can see, what this commit adds is the BND files for the modules, just the API and impl modules, and the important thing, well, dependencies, blah, blah, blah. The important thing is the open API file. I'm going to show you here, which is going to be much better. Oops. My keyboard is a bit broken. So if we go, that was client extensions. Now I'm going to go to modules, chatbot impl, and this is the open API file. It's very, very simple. Just chatbot request, chatbot response. The chatbot request is composed by an array of messages, and the chatbot response is returning a string with the content of the response. That will be our API. Those are the schemas, and the endpoints is just one endpoint called chat, a post in which the request body is going to be a chatbot request with the list of messages, and it's going to reply with a chatbot response with the response. If we go, if we see this is just the skeleton. Then we need to run REST Builder, which is the tool we use to transform that input open API file into Liferay code that can actually build and deploy. So when you do this, I'm gonna check out this commit. Check out. What you should see is that it generated all the code, the resources, look, the chatbot resource, and this is gonna be empty. This is the chatbot resource class, and if we hit this API, it's gonna return empty results, and here is where we need to do the implementation. REST Builder is only giving you the skeleton, but here we will do the implementation. So let me go back to the commits. So if you could do build REST, you would get that, and then we're going to implement the chatbot API. I'm just gonna go through the code. I'm not gonna write it myself again because then we would run out of time. But this is I try to be very descriptive in the commit messages. So if you see all the messages, I give you links to the documentation so you can understand what we are actually doing. Here in the pizza order one, I link you to the client extensions documentation, to Blade, to the documentation of REST Builder, and everything. So just if you do this at home or now, this is very helpful. Here I give you the curl command that you can use to actually test it, and I try to be helpful there. So let's go. Well, I'm in master. Let's say you run REST Builder, and we are going to implement the solution, right? So I'm gonna make this a bit smaller. Is it good like this? Okay, because otherwise I can't see anything. So here I have the chatbot implemented. So what the chatbot is going to do is exactly what we see in the picture, right? Is it's gonna talk to the client, and it's going to talk to OpenAI. So basically, it's going to send all the messages to OpenAI, and it's gonna give you the response. But it's also going to communicate with the pizza order REST API. So let me go back. So this is the implementation that I did. Is very simple. I'm just returning a new. This is the method I showed before. The class was empty. I have overridden the chat method. That is the one that will run when people go to the chat endpoint. It receives the chatbot request and returns a chatbot response. All this comes from the OpenAI, OpenAPI file and was generated by REST Builder. And we are implementing filling the implementation. And we're just setting the content of the response based on this little tool that I built, which is OpenAI get chat completion. We send the messages from the request and the OpenAPI URL. So let's test it. Let's pick this curl from here, right from the terminal, from the commit message, so you see it works, hopefully. Cool. And as you can see, this is going to the chat endpoint. I'm setting the OpenAPI URL. Like this is the same as I did in the custom GPT, pasting the OpenAPI descriptor, but in here I just say, hey, you need to operate with this OpenAPI file. I could use a different one and the result would be different, but I'm just going to send the one for pizza orders. And I'm going to say this message. Hey, I want a pizza carbonara delivered to Budapest. I think this is the address of this place. I cannot even pronounce it, but let's hit enter. Okay, so my OpenAI key is wrong. Oh, I think I made a mistake. 1 second. This is the right one. This is unexpected. I'm restarting the server. Let me check if it's correctly typed. OpenAI API key. I tested this right before the talk, but it's the Brian Chan effect. Yeah, that's the good thing. No matter what happens here, you will eat pizza. Okay, let me try again. Oh, come on. Invalid API key. Did anybody try this on their desk? I have a plan B, don't worry. But my fear is that I put the wrong command here for you guys, so it's not gonna work for you either. I have another OpenAI Vendel. This one should work. this one. Plate server run -t. I suspect what happened is that for some reason I didn't set the new. I generated an API key this morning, and there must be something wrong with it. So I'm gonna use the one I've been using for testing. That should work because I didn't change anything there. Okay, it started. Let's try the curl again. Fingers crossed. It's still initializing stuff, so that's why it's still. Now it worked. Perfect. So I should get the response here in the right. 3, 2, 1. There you go. It says your carbonara pizza is on its way to Budapest. Blah blah blah. So if I go to the pizza orders and I sort by ID, this is the one we just ordered. Carbonara to Budapest. Blah blah blah. So the problem you're gonna get if you try to do it yourself is that this API key, for some reason, is not good. I don't know why. Maybe it's pasted twice. No, it's longer than expected. But don't worry. Let's do something. I'm going to set here the right one. This one. Sorry. Come on. I need to save. Sorry. It's the parent directory. Commit, git push. So now you should have the right key. Oh, why is it rejecting it? Repository rule violations. What? Everything is going wrong.
But we have pizza.
Yeah. It's not allowing me to push. Oh, it's because it's detecting an OpenAI API key. Security, bloody security. Who needs security? Okay, whatever. I don't know how to share this with you guys. Just take a picture of it. I don't know. This is the one. What? Sorry? I'm blocked by the life stress, but this is the OpenAI key. So if you want to take a picture or whatever, this is your moment. But let's finish with the workshop because we're running out of time. You saw it working. With this simple curl, we actually ordered a pizza. So now, going back to the drawing, we're gonna focus on the UI here. We're gonna make a UI, so from Liferay, we can use this REST API to actually see something working. So that would be this commit here. So this is the one we did now, implementing chatbot API. Then we're gonna add the chatbot UI client extension. This is also very simple. Simple custom element client extension. I think it was mentioned like 100 times yesterday. Is this one chatbot custom element? Blah de blah files, configuration files. The important thing, index.js. This is a simple React component called chatbot. It has a state with what happened? Oh, it's there. A state with the messages, a state with the input, and then we render the markup for the chat using Clay. Clay is the library for building user interfaces in Liferay. This is rendering the messages with a small loading indicator that you will see now. And then this is the form. Something is going wrong.
No, don't worry, don't worry.
It's not me? Okay. No problem. This is the form. And as you can see, when we submit the form, we're going to hit the same chatbot chat. We're going to pass the messages. We're going to specify the pizza orders URL and the authentication. And we're going to update the state. And this is the form with the input. So if you deploy this, blade deploy again in the workspace, and it will deploy everything for you. You should have something like this. This is the standard page. We're going to edit it. I'm going to get rid of this. And I'm going to add a new container to make it pretty container. This container is going to be fluid display block. Hold on, where is this? Styles, advanced. Well, don't worry, I can't remember, but I'm going to add the custom element. So here in client extensions, we have chatbot custom element. That's the one coming from the client extension. I can drag it here. I just wanted to make this the container. One sec. Content display. Fix width. Okay, max width for 640. Much better like that. I like it pretty. So this would be our imitation of ChatGPT. It's not as fancy, but let's see what happens if I say, hey, how are you? Say, hey, I'm doing great, just hanging out with some virtual pepperonis. What about you? I want a pizza. Okay, what's your address and the ingredients? Someone can tell me the ingredients? What do you like?
Pineapple.
Pineapple. Come on, pineapple. That's not pizza. Submit. Now it will ask us for the address, I guess. Pineapple pizza. You like living on the edge, don't you? Now, what's what's the address for this adventurous pizza? Wherever I live in the moon. Wow, delivering to the moon, that's a first for me. Oh, our service doesn't only cover earthly destinations. Okay, to aquarium in Budapest. And if everything goes well, we should see here in the console there it's gonna work. Your pineapple pizza is set for delivery to the aquarium in Budapest. If you see any fish eyeing it, just remember sharing is caring. Okay, so whatever. If we go now to the pizza orders backend here, control panel, pizza orders, I sort aquarium in Budapest, pineapple, it worked. With our not so fancy chat. But this is all in Liferay with client extensions, a REST API, and we are getting a very similar experience to ChatGPT. How is this working? Because I think it's very interesting. If I go back to the commits, here in the one about implementing the chatbot API, I left you here a link, which is there is a feature in OpenAI API which I think is pure magic. Like I never expected I would see this being possible in my life, but now it is possible, which is function calling. If you go to that link, this is how this is working. Okay, I'm going to show you the request that we are doing to OpenAI. I have it in the in the module, the REST chatbot import resources here, OpenAI request. So this is the base for the request. Let me toggle wrap. No, not this. Come on. Wrap. Toggle. Okay. So this is the request we are sending to OpenAI from our custom chat. This is a bit different from the custom GPT thing you saw at the beginning, but it's essentially imitating it. We are saying, hey, you're a helpful assistant, be concise, use the endpoints, blah, blah, blah. And here we say, this is the Open API that provides you with the tools. And I say $Open API. And then I'm replacing that with the content of that URL you saw at runtime. The users are Liferay Devcon attendance, blah, blah, blah. And then here, this is the magic. I'm giving him tools. Well, him, her. I don't know if ChatGPT is a man or a woman or non-binary, whatever. It's a function that say, hey, call this to make a call to any endpoint in the given Open API. And these are the parameters. So one is the method, get, pod, push, delete. The path that you want to use, I'm saying, hey, the full endpoint path, including the base URL. It cannot contain query parameters because sometimes it was generating rubbish. So I said, it cannot contain query parameters, and the rubbish went. And the payload, this is the JSON. So just by saying it this, it will understand that it has to take from the Open API the endpoint it needs to talk based on the conversation, and it will reply. You can see it here in the left. Let me make this bigger for you. This is the response it gave us, this one. And it's saying, hey, normally in choices, as this is the latest response, in choices you have several options, just one because I'm configuring one, with the content of the response. In this case, the last message that we saw. But in the case of a function call, it will tell you a choice, a message of type tool calls. Well, it will have tool calls, and it will say, hey, you have to call the call endpoint function, and these are the parameters. And it's telling me here, hey, you have to go to pizza orders with a post and a payload of address, aquarium, ingredients, pineapple. And then from my Java code, I'm taking that method, payload, and path, and I'm hitting the REST endpoint, and it's working. It's the same that magically is doing the custom GPT that you saw at the beginning, but here we have to add that bit of plumbing code. But this is just, I don't know if you don't see it, but for me this is magic. Like from a chat conversation, I got a structured output that I can use in my program to do things that are accurate and precise. Just from this chat, I closed it, but the chat you saw here from the pizzas, and this is what OpenAI, the magic. I know Google is a sponsor here, but maybe it helps them see what they have to do. But yep. So I think we are out of time. Sorry, guys. This was everything. I hope you enjoyed it and you learned something new. I think I covered everything. You saw the whole thing. It worked. Sorry for the API key problem. And yep. Thank you.